Hey everybody, my name's Mike Tomorrow and I want to welcome you to the latest episode of My Life with Asperger's. You know that the world is not perfect, correct? And you know that there'll never be a perfect world out there, right? There'll never be a perfect person out there either. And there's not a perfect person in this entire world. You know that, right? Well, what I'm trying to say is, today's topic I'm going to be talking about is talking about making mistakes. You know, we all make mistakes in this world. And some are harder to take back than others. You know, it depends on how bad the mistake is. It depends on how bad the mistake affects people, you know? So, basically, we're not alone. Aspies, we're not alone. People on the autism spectrum, we're not alone. Because everybody makes mistakes. So, don't feel like you're making a mistake because everybody else does too. You know? And don't blame yourself for making mistakes because you're not the only ones who make mistakes in this world. Everybody else makes mistakes too. And you know, it's hard to make mistakes or it's hard not to make mistakes in this world, but we all do it, you know? So like I'm making a mistake right now of doing a video while the cat's meowing. But that's a perfect example of making a mistake. Or I did an earlier take on this video and I thought that there was someone at the door. So I had to stop the video. And I know now it was a mistake because no one was at the door. You know? Kind of the mistakes that we make. Those are two of the examples I want to give you. Another example is, you know, on the latest episode of My Life with Asperger's that I did, I thought there was a TV show called Small World. Actually, you know what? I was wrong. I made a mistake. I know I did. Because the TV show was actually called Small Wonder. And it was done in the 80s. So I thought it was Small World. Then I saw it was called Small Wonder. So we all make mistakes like that. I know that, like I said, some mistakes are hard to take back because you may have hurt someone's feelings or you might have cost somebody else money, and some mistakes will cost you your job, you know? And that's hard to deal with, you know? I know that dealing with family mistakes is different than dealing with mistakes on the job. Or saying something online is different from saying something on TV. Or saying something in real life to someone. You know, there's different type of mistakes. And I know if you make a mistake in the family, they'll forgive you for making that mistake. They'll easily forgive you. Whereas if you make a mistake on the job, or if you make a mistake to a new person, it might be harder because they don't know about you, they don't know about your work setting and work habits as of yet. So I know in jobs when you work, sometimes you'll get away with making your first mistake. However, if you continue making the mistakes, if you continue doing a bad job, then you'll get written up or you can get fired from your job. I know it's difficult for me to say that, but that's the truth out there. Yeah, you can be fired for doing something that you probably think it was a mistake where it's not a mistake. You know? But anyways. Now, making mistakes on social media is a little different because it is a little bit harder to take back those mistakes. Because if you write something on like Facebook or Twitter, the whole world can see it. Or basically any part of the internet, the whole world can see it. Well, except emails, obviously, because if you send it out an email, it'd be private. I mean, you know what I mean. If you say something out there on the internet that's public and you make a mistake, it's hard to take back because once you post something, several people will see it. Especially on Facebook or Twitter. Once you write something and post it, they can see it. Your friends can see it. Your family can see it. The whole world can see it. Depends on what your privacy setting is on Facebook. If it's public, then several hundreds of people could see it before you realize that you made the mistake. You know, I know it's difficult to take back those mistakes, but if you try to delete it in time and explain to people, then you can get it off a little easier. You know, and you can be forgiven a little bit easier, if you know what I mean. But anyways, those are hard mistakes to take, you know? Take to heart. Family ones are hard to take too. I know that every time you make a mistake, they'll forgive you. But depending on how much, and depending on how hard the mistake is, and how severe it is. Because, here's the thing. If you make a mistake to a family member, though they've forgiven you, their trust of you goes down. You know? So basically, if you say something, or if you do something and you know it was a mistake for the family member, then their trust of you goes down. I know it's a hard thing to say that too, but it's the truth, it is reality, and I know they'll probably forgive you, but they will not forget. That's the thing. They'll forgive you, but they will not forget. That's pretty much anybody that does it. Anybody that you make a mistake to, that they'll forgive you, but they won't forget it. You know? I know it's hard to see that, but it's the way life is, and that's the way reality is in this world. You know, we all make mistakes. Just get it over with and it's done, you know? If it's an easy mistake, yes. If it's an honest mistake, yes. If it's a less severe mistake, yes. Just forget about it and move on. That's the way life is. Forget it and move on. That's right. I'll say it one more time. Forget it and move on. You know? But anyways, you know, I make mistakes in my life too. And I feel sorry for when I do them. You know, or if I don't realize them in time, I feel sorry. Because now it's out there in public. You know, so be careful what you do in life. Because, you know, if you make a mistake, there are consequences. Depending on how severe the mistake is, you know? And if you do make a mistake, you need to admit it before they find out. Because if you do not, then the more severe the consequence will be, pretty much. Or the more stress you'll get, you know? So if you want a less severe consequence or less severe stress on your mind, then tell the person right away the honest truth, the honest mistake that you made. Because it'll be easier to process and easier to move on. You know? And this goes for anything, like on Facebook, Twitter, family, friends, your employer, anybody, teacher. If you make a mistake, you need to admit it right away or as soon as you can. Because if you don't, the price of your punishment goes up depending on where you are. You know? So, if you do make a mistake, please say that you are sorry for doing it. Because it'll help the other people feel comfortable. It'll give you your trust, you know. If you make a mistake and you tell someone and you tell them that you're sorry, you truly are, then it'll be easier on you. So, please make sure you do apologize when you do make a mistake. You know. So, I will talk to everybody later. Have a great day.